the chaos of the game, they break it down. Talking trash, cracking jokes, they own this town. PGN podcast, they're on the prowl. Sports and nonsense, there wears a crown. PGN podcast, oh, you can't look away. Stats and laughs, yeah, they save your day. From the field to the mic, they always slay. PGN podcast, you know.
What up? PGN Podcast, episode 129. We're here late today. Sorry, guys. I had to fucking go to the Yankee game today. And then Zaza had some other podcasts to do, so we're here.
We should not go home, by the way, that Yankee game.
Horrible. They're cooked, dude. They're fucking cooked. We just lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins.
I mean, if Aaron Judge comes back, we'll see. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And they're saying supposedly in July we always get into a slump. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Everything's just bad. The pitching's bad. The hitting's bad. Everything's just bad. But great seats, though. I'll tell you that. Probably the best seats I've had ever. But whatever. So how was your week? Start off with Zaza. How was your week, man?
The week was good. Started ASY. Extended school year, chilling, watching the World Cup. It's been fun. Talking to a lot of people on Twitter, Instagram. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Nice. How about you, K-Dat?
Pretty much the same thing. I mean, just watching the World Cup, going to the gym. Pretty much that's it, really. I mean, I did go to St. Zaz's place yesterday. We hung up a little bit. Watched that Paraguay-France game. We'll definitely get into that. A lot of controversy on that game, so we'll get into that. So other than that, same old, same old.
Nice. All right, man. Same shit for me, man. Same shit. Gym, home, nothing else. All right, let's get to these topics, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
All right, the association all season has begun as free agency has come upon us. Obviously, the big story was not even a free agent acquisition. It was actually a trade. The trade that sent Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers in a shocking move. So here are the particulars of that trade. The Sixers received Jaylen Brown. The Celtics will receive Paul George, a 2028 first-round pick, a 2031 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2030 second-round pick as well. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about a Jaylen Brown move. A lot of talk earlier about a possible move for Giannis. That did not happen. A lot of talk about why that didn't happen. Maybe the Celtics didn't want a third year and an extension for Giannis. Did they not want to give up Hugo Gonzalez or maybe another player like Hauser? Regardless of that fact, obviously the Celtics made the decision that Jaylen Brown was the person that had to go. My overall thoughts, I will go on the macro level. You guys go on the micro level. It's really, we talked about this with EP when I was at your place last night, St. Zah. It's private equity. It's taking over the NBA. You see the Celtics, their new ownership group is led by private equity. And when you see private equity, not just in sports, but in general, their mindset is, hey, we want to have as much value in our property as we can. They're not worried necessarily about winning championships. They're worried about, hey, how much value can we have in terms of this product, that being the Boston Celtics. Obviously, with the second Abram, that's pretty much, if you think about it, that's private equity right there. They're trying to say, hey, we're not trying to have another Golden State Warriors or Miami Heat Big Three. So basically, what we're saying is, hey, we want two big salaries. That's it. In the case of the Celtics, you had 2 big salaries. Jason Tatum is making $60 million per year, same as Jaylen Brown. He was going to be up for extension, a 1-year extension coming up late in July. So they made the decision, hey, we can't have these 2 big salaries on our books. So they thought, hey, you know what? Let's get Paul George. Obviously, Paul George is not as good as Jaylen Brown. They know that. But Paul George, he's only up to 2 years, so he'll be able to be traded. They can either reroute him, maybe even as early this offseason. Who knows? So, and obviously you've heard about some of the leaks about why they did it. In my opinion, they did it because, hey, they didn't want Jaylen Brown on the roster anymore because they didn't want that contract. And not to say, hey, look, are there weaknesses in Jaylen Brown's game? There are. I mean, I'm not going to say that the analytics are necessarily incorrect. And we saw it in that Game 7 against Philadelphia. He kind of was. There was some times in that game where he was kind of hero balling. So I could see that. And maybe him feeling a little about the MVP talk about how he thought that he should have been first team All NBA. I could see that for the Celtics standpoint, saying, "Hey, you know what? You may be feeling yourself a little too much, but to me, I still want Jaylen Brown on my team. He's a good player. He's a good two-way player. I'd much rather have him than Paul George." So those are my thoughts. St. Zan, what are your thoughts on Jaylen Brown moving on to Philadelphia in exchange for Paul George and picks?
For me, this is just a salary dump. This is what it just boils down to. Like you said, they didn't want to really pay this, but I've seen no one who's praised this trade. This trade was like, you were the second seed and you traded him to the team that beat you in the playoffs? Brad Stevens, honestly, if that was someone else, you get fired for a trade like that. You should get fired for a trade like that. That's how bad that trade was. You traded him for a player in Paul George who doesn't even play like that. He actually plays worse than he actually hasn't played as many games as Embiid has. So my biggest problem with Paul the trade is you guys did a smear campaign just to get rid of him. Said, oh, he wasn't good. You said Derek White. Derek White, yo, we've been doing, how many episodes is this? 129 episodes? We have never talked about Derek White on this podcast. We've never talked about Derek White in this podcast. But he's the best player. He's better than Jaylen Brown, who was 6th in MVP voting. But Derek White's better than him. And like I said, yo, everyone now, they want to be like, oh, we want to put money in Peyton Pritchard. He could be like Jaylen Brown. This team just got worse. Because if you telling me Peyton Pritchard is going to take a Jalen Brunson leap when he is a role player and system player, you know what, Brad Stevens, you deserve everything that you get right now. If you get flamed, and then you know the worst thing about it, they're going to have a conference about it. They're going to have a press conference tomorrow about it. That's like, I know you did some bullshit and you're going to spin it. Just accept the loss and keep it moving. But the fact that y'all did this is some foul shit. This is a foul move, and I hope Boston doesn't recover from this.
Yeah, terrible trade. I didn't get it. I don't know. Even if it was a salary dump, to me, it's like you couldn't find something better. They say the Blazers were a team that wanted it. I mean, at least get like Shaden Sharp and like a couple guys. Like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't get it. Then you trade them in the East. You got to face the Sixers. I mean, they got better, even though their bench is in question. But that 35 is pretty good. I don't know who's going to play power forward, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Maybe they go small and put Jaylen Brown at power forward, and they got Wade now. Maybe they put Wade at small forward. I don't know, but I don't know. It didn't make no sense. They got 4 picks. You got to hope they turn into something because the Sixers are going to be a playoff team. So where are they going to be? The 16th, 17th pick of the draft? You got to hope they turn into something. It's a gamble. 2 second round picks. How many times does that turn into anything? I don't know. Paul George was just a weird trade. I don't know if this was like a salary dump. They couldn't afford to pay both these guys the max. That's really what it was. You're putting $300, $400 million into 2 players. Where does that put the rest of the team at? But It's just weird because you went from last year, the Celtics going, oh, they're the second seed, they're coming out the East, they're the best team in the East, to them now like you don't know what they are. You know, you got Jason Tatum, who's scoring for them. Like you said, they're gonna expect Payne Pritchard to become Jalen Brunson. I don't know about that. Then your Derek White was horrible in the playoffs. He had a bad stretch. I mean, they got Mitch Robinson now, but I said this in the chat many times. I'm like, the person who's gonna pay this guy, which they didn't, not too much, 15 mil a year, but to start him, they're gonna have trouble because on the Knicks, he only played 18, 19 minutes a game. He didn't play back to backs. We faced a team like the Wizards or some shit. He didn't play. You know, he sat out a lot of games. He averaged 5 points and 8 rebounds. You know, I just think he's a loss for the Knicks because he played his part. He had a lot of offensive rebounds for us. Played defense when we needed him, but you're starting him now. Now
Well,
with now,
I think Tatum might be starting, and I think Robinson will be on the bench. I think that's what I've heard. So
yeah. I mean, they just re-signed Kata, right?
yeah, so I think he's going to be a starter, and then Robinson will
Yeah,
be
he's a
off the bench.
small he's a small center too. You know, that was their problem last year is when they traded for Vucevic because he's a small guy. So I don't know. I don't know what that. I don't know. They just got worse to me. The Sixers. I don't know. I think they're in shambles. You know, you had Jalen Brown talking shit about Embiid in the playoffs, calling him a flopper. Now they're teammates. Um, who's gonna take the last shot? Is it gonna be Maxi? Is it gonna be Edgecombe? Is it gonna be Embiid? Is it gonna, you know what I mean? Like Jalen Brown, you know, guaranteed that it was a salary dump, and maybe there was a smear campaign against him. But the biggest indictment I think was when after they lost to the 3-1 lead, he hops on fucking camera on stream and said this was his favorite year he played. It's like, really, dude? Um, what the fuck you talking about? You just lost a 3-1 lead. You know what I mean? Like you won a championship one year and was finals MVP. That's not your favorite year. And it just looked like it was a shot at Jason Tatum. It did. Outside looking in, it looked like it was like he wants to be the alpha, he wants to be the main guy. He's a very headstrong guy, you know, person outside of the off the court. There's a lot of charity work. There's a lot of stuff to try to, you know, inform the youth on certain things that he feels are, you know, not fair to the black culture.
And anybody, he's a popular player in Boston. They've not reacted well to this, so that shows you all that community work he's doing has had an impact. You see even politicians in Boston say, "Hey, we're gonna miss him." So
Yeah, definitely. So he does a lot of that stuff, and I don't know if that dynamic will work with the Sixers. We'll see. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
Philly,
Like,
hey, Philly's I think Philly's a good city for him to do stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, that's. I don't think that's the issue. I think he just. I'm using that saying that he's so headstrong, right? That he does that, and when he comes onto a team, I don't know if he's like a teammate that could be sit there. If the team's not going right, he's gonna talk to me. You know what I mean? Like if Nick Nurse is like, all right, we're gonna have the last shot, like Maxi's our last, he's gonna say something. He's gonna be like, I don't know, I think I should take the last shot. I think, you know, I think I'm the best player in the team. You know, I think we should run through me, and da 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 da. And how other teammates gonna like to hear that. You know what I mean? And if it's not going right his way, what if he hops on stream and goes, hey, I came to Philly to win. Y'all didn't give me the ball. That's on Nick Nurse. That ain't on me. I'm trying to win here. I was Sixers MVP. Why they running the offense through me? I don't know. Philly, hey, whatever. He'll do some shit like that. Then what? You know what I mean? So that's why I feel it's gonna be tough. But in the end, it makes me very happy because you know the Knicks are not in shambles. Oh yeah, that's right. East keep fucking it up. Keep
now I do
fucking it up.
now I do want to make a point on the Sixers. What they're doing here is now they have 3 years because all their contracts line up here. So Embiid has 3 years left at $60+ million. Jalen Brown has 3 years $60 million left, unless they give him an extension, which who knows about that. Maxey has 3 years left and $40 million, over $40 million a year. And then obviously Edgecombe's on his rookie deal. So obviously for the Sixers, they have 3 years. And then after those 3 years are up, in my opinion, I think it's setting up to where Embiid's out. I think that's, if you look at the 4 players who's likely going to be gone after 3 years, it's probably going to be Embiid. And then after that, who knows? You're going to probably only keep 2, maybe 3 if you get lucky in terms of Edgecombe's contract. So they have 3 years. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what it is. Can they get to the finals in 3 years? That's the question. We'll see. They made some decent moves. Anthony Simons, Huck Porty, as well, scumbag. So obviously the roster's still a little thin, but they should be a top 4 team in the East. Saints out. Any thoughts on how Philadelphia is going to be next season?
You had his mic muted.
It should be a top 6 team, Philly. I just think they have to do something with Embiid at this point. I don't know. He's not healthy enough. You can't rely on him. And then it's like if you play him, but now you have Brown, so it's like Embiid can get hurt, and it's like they can't do what they did last year. Like, oh, Embiid's gonna come back. That's it. That ship has sailed. I think you need to move on. I know no one wants his contract, but it's a lot. It's a lot to have Embiid on your team right now. Especially when you have a young guy like Maxey. Now Maxey and Edgecombe, they're good, but Embiid just hogs up the lane. Like you said, sometimes with Brown, he's playing hero ball. He's gonna want to go to the, but Embiid's there, and like he's a stopper, even to the offense. I don't know what they can do. I think they'll be a good team. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll be better than Boston, but I really don't know. I think they still have to make some moves to get this a little situated.
Yep. All right. The other big news. Let's see. Hold on. Here. All right. So it looks like the Claw will be heading back to Toronto. So the Raptors have traded for Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers will receive Brady Dick, Brandon Ingram, a first-round pick in 2031 and in 2033, second-round picks in 2030 and 2033, and a first-round pick swap in 2027. Obviously, the story with Kawhi, you know what happened? Traded to Toronto, won an NBA championship, and then he went to the Clippers. And that did not really go as well as the Clippers would have hoped. They only won 2 playoff series with Kawhi Leonard, a lot of injuries. Obviously, you had this aspiration scandal that's going on that's still pending. And that's interesting, the fact that he got traded before that investigation even ended. That's a whole nother story in and of itself. But obviously for the Raptors, this is an opportunity for them. They were at 15 last season. Obviously, they made the decision that, you know what? Scotty Barnes is our number 1. We need a good number 2. And obviously, Kawhi, at this point in his career, could be a good number 2 for Scotty Barnes. And for the Raptors, they have Colin Rory Boyles, a good young player who showed well in that series against Cleveland. So with Toronto, obviously they're seeing the Eastern Conference and say, hey, you know what? We could be in this top 6. We could stay in the top 6. Who knows? If Kawhi has another good year, who knows? So I look at it from the standpoint of Toronto, a good move for them to keep with it. Obviously, Indiana's going to be back. Boston, we see they've gone down. So obviously, Toronto, they're keeping steady in the top 6. So, and for the Clippers, it's a rebuild. Now you got Brandon Ingram, Keaton Waller, that first round pick that they got, Garland. So they're going to be rebuilding. So it's going to be a rebuild for them. We'll see how long that takes. They're probably not going to be a playing team in the Western Conference. So they're going to rebuild, and that's pretty much the story there. So, Scumbag, what are your thoughts on Kawhi Leonard coming back to Toronto?
I thought he never should have left in the first place, honestly.
I agree with you. I probably could have stayed.
Yeah. I think
they could have won money.
Yeah, and the thing with Toronto too is that Toronto really embraced him, and they really embraced his load managing, whatever he wanted to do. If he didn't want to play certain games, they were okay with it. They were a good situation for him. I just think that he wanted to play in his hometown in LA. he had this thing where remember when he signed to LA Clippers, he did that commercial with the fucking crown on the mirror, like trying to like be better than Bron. You know what I mean? He was trying to come for that number one spot. So he felt like maybe he couldn't get that in Toronto, but I don't know. I guess winning chips in Toronto in his brain wouldn't have met as much winning one for the Clippers. I don't know, but I think he kind of saw the light after all these years and said, "Hey, if I'm gonna sign an extension, I'm gonna sign it with the Raptors." And then the Clippers was like, "All right, fuck it." So they traded him to the Raptors, and they get something
Well,
out of
apparently
it.
the Clippers didn't even want to re-sign him. They were like, we're kind of good here.
Yeah, so they didn't want to resign him, but then he would only re-sign with the Raptors. Like they probably told him, "Okay, where you want to go?" And he's like, "Well, if you're gonna trade me, I'll only do an extension with the Raptors." You know what I mean? So they were just like, "All right, we'll trade you to the Raptors," and they got something out of it. I guess they got Brandon Ingram. I don't know if they're gonna do much for them. Like you said, they're probably rebuild mode now. But you know, the Raptors last year they took the Cavs to 7 games. They didn't have great outside shooting. You know, I think that's what hurt them in the end. They just couldn't keep up with the Cavs scoring wise. So they had a better player now because you know Ingram was actually hurt in that series. Who knows if Ingram plays, they might win that series. So you get a better player in Kawhi. I don't know if you know his knees will hold up, but he actually played this year a lot of games than we actually you know anticipated. His All-Star game performance was fucking incredible. So they still got guys in the tank. So Toronto's gonna be better. Out of all the East teams, they probably got better just with this trade. You know, a lot of like Tobias Harris has left Detroit. Detroit hasn't really made any moves. We just said the Celtics got worse. See what the Cavs haven't done shit. They haven't gotten anybody. They're waiting on LeBron to make his decision. The Heat, they got no bench right now. Like the East is all fucked up. So you know, it's not crazy for the Raptors to be a top 3 team, top 5 team. They were last year already, so we'll see what it does for them. I think it was a good move, and I think he should have never left in the first place. Should have just stayed there. Maybe he could have won multiple with him. Who knows?
Before I go into the Raptors, I gotta say let's check out for Steve Ballmer because that man has been out there. He built a whole new stadium. He's been happy with this whole Clippers team, and now they're in a rebuild. I was thinking about it. I was like, this man, the money, everything he spent, and now you're in a rebuild. And the thing is, that's the way the NBA goes, bro. That's the way the NBA goes. The Clippers are gonna be like they're gonna be that team that spunky 9-10 seed it's crazy. It's crazy how NBA life can just flip like that. But the Raptors, they should honestly be a top 3 team. Like you replace Brandon Ingram with Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi can do what he did last year, they're gonna be a very scary team. I like their pieces. Like you said, they took the Cavs to 7. If they have Kawhi, they win that series. Like that's I'm just looking at. They have Kawhi, they win that series. Like I don't think there's anyone on the Cavs right now that's better than Kawhi. I'm not gonna put Mitchell above him. I'm not gonna put Harden above him. So like right now, if you can get a good solid 2 years from Kawhi. They got a chance.
And Scotty Barnes takes the lead. That's the thing. He looked like he was taking a leap in that series. Yep. So if he takes a leap, who knows?
Yeah. This is a very, very scary team. I don't know if they beat the Knicks. I don't think they're there yet, but I think they can challenge you. I think they can challenge you now. Now you have someone that can, maybe sometimes he can play a little defense on Jalen Brunson. He got the long arm. It just makes sense for the Raptors. They're a very good team. They improved the way Brad Stevens thought the Celtics would. That's the scary thing about this. Like, Brad Stevens is getting killed while the Raptors this is a good move. And I like stuff like that. shout out to the Raptors. They should be a top 3 team in the East.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any other moves that you guys want to go over in free agency, like Tobias Harris going to the Spurs, or anything like that?
Oh, please. Let me go over to how does this man still get paid? I want to know. His agent should go in the NBA Hall of Fame. The Naismith Hall of Fame. Tobias Harris agent should go in there. The man had what was his last game? I think he had 7 points or 5 or 7 points.
Something like that, yeah.
And he got a.
Was it 2 years, 31 mil? Was it? I think it was something like that.
Yeah, let me see.
How?
I got quotes here from every team. Yeah, it was 2 years.
31 mil, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yo, they paid him to be the second option, and he didn't even touch the wall. You know how we made fun of freaking Chet? That was Tobias in that game 7. Scared of the ball, and Tobias Harris should thank Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers talked him into this. Yo, he can give you like at least a good 23 a night. I have never seen Tobias Harris ever since that give anyone 23 a night. Ever since that little Clippers run, he's been getting paid. I'm like, this is not the guy you want to pay. Not that he's terrible. He can get you rebounds. Like, he can get you 4 rebounds, but he's so inconsistent with scoring that it's not worth it. He really isn't worth it. I thought last one should have been his last deal. I don't know how he keeps getting money. I really don't. But once again, his agent should be in the Hall of Fame because ain't no way in the goddamn world this man still. Tobias Harris is still getting major money in today's NBA.
The Lakers went crazy too. That's kind of Walker Kessler. Yeah. Walker Kessler, they get him in a trade. And they got the guy from the Raptors. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sandro Mamukulukalipi. I don't know his name.
Mamu Kalashvili, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Quentin Grimes, Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
So they went crazy. Just like revamped that whole team. This team reminds me of the Celtics in 1968. All white guys starting.
That's what I wanted to say, bro.
Shit is insane, bro. There's a Walker Kessler, right? Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic. I don't know Sandro. He's not white, but he has complexion of white. And then Quentin Grimes gonna start? I don't know. He's gonna be the darkest guy in the team. Bronny is not playing. He's done. He's too dark. He's not playing.
God.
The coach is white.
There's reports that whoever gets LeBron, they're gonna trade for Bronny. That's the report I've heard. So.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think it depends. I think the only team that would take Bronny will probably be Cleveland. Because they'll be like, oh, have the father and son here in Cleveland together, blah blah. But if he goes to Miami, Pat Riley is not trading for Bronny.
No.
Yeah.
Not happening.
No.
Not happening. So maybe the Warriors. I don't even think the Warriors would trade for Bronny. Honestly, unless the only way. See, here's what I want to get into too. LeBron, his best bet is the Knicks. It is by far. There's no other team. Yeah, there's no other team. It makes no sense. Okay, if you play for the Warriors, I think personally between 2 teams, the Warriors and the Knicks, because he could end his year last year with Steph Curry. He always wanted to play with Steph. You stay in California. You don't move far away from fucking your house in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they trade Bronny there. It'll just be a ceremonious year. You're not winning with Jimmy Butler and Porzingis and Draymond Green. These guys are gonna hold up for a whole year. They're not beating the Spurs. They're not beating the Thunder or whatever other West team there is. You know what I mean?
They might just be a playing team, honestly.
Yeah.
Look at the roster.
Yeah. And they're a team where LeBron would have to play major minutes to be any kind of, contender. So I don't know if he wants to just retire and not do shit in his last year, okay, go to the Warriors. Same thing with the Cavaliers. You're not going to go anywhere with the Cavaliers.
No.
That'd be sentimental. That'd be sentimental. That'd be like, hey,
That'd be sentimental.
What? Going home one last time.
Do you go with the Heat? The Heat. Do you match with, what the Heat are fucking up at? They have no outside shooting.
Yep.
LeBron's not an outside shooter.
Nope.
So does he help the team out? And then does he want to play with Pat Riley again for his last year? Fucking
Yeah,
calculating his cookies and fucking
yeah.
his fat. These are the teams that you're talking about him going to. Now you look at the Knicks. You have your final year in New York City. Fuck it. You get a high riser in New York. You live in New York in a year. Imagine LeBron walking around New York City with a fur coat with his kids. Come on. Number one. Number two, he plays power forward. He don't got to play defense. He stays in the paint, gets rebounds, just block, let it out. You play 20, 25 minutes. We don't need LeBron to play 30 minutes, dude. You play 20, 25 minutes. And you can't tell me with Cat, LeBron, OG, Bridges, and Brunson, with that starting lineup, there's not going to be games that we're blowing teams out the water. With LeBron dunking and passing and Brunson, bro, it's retarded. There's going to be games that at halftime we're up by 25. LeBron, sit on the bench. Don't worry about it. It's halftime, sit down. Yo, the Wizards, Josh Hart, you start. Oh, this team, Josh Hart, you start. He ain't playing back-to-backs. He's going to load manage the whole fucking year. You don't need him to play all that much. Imagine fucking LeBron in New York City opening night with the banner coming down the rings. The roof will blow the fucking off MSG, motherfucker. Imagine fucking Brunson come down, throw off the backboard, LeBron catches it and dunks it. The best little black, with his fucking shirt and a half. It'll be fucking insane. Then you go to the playoffs. He's load managed. He hasn't played crazy all year. They save him for the playoffs. Name one team in the East that's beating the New York Knicks with Cat, LeBron, OG, Bridges, and Brunson. Without bench with Josh Hart, Landry Shamet, Andre Drummond, fucking Diawara. Bro, no one in the East is beating that team. No one. We're going back to the finals. And if LeBron wins a back-to-back with the Knicks championship at 42 years old, I tell you right now, everybody would say he's the GOAT. Everybody would say he's the fucking GOAT. People who love Jordan will play. Bro, this motherfucker won with the Knicks and is 43 years old. He's the GOAT. Stephen A. Smith, you gonna tell me he's gonna go crazy? He'd be like, he's the GOAT. He won a championship. Stop, bro.
He might even apologize to LeBron. He'd be like, hey, man.
Yeah.
All this beef is, all right, man. You know what? You want it for my team? I'm good with you, man. I'm good with you.
Yeah, bro, it makes too much sense. And then he said he wants to sign with the minimum. Okay, you sign 3.5 mil. You'll make all that money back, bro, in New York City.
Yeah.
You'll make all that money back. No fucking problem. And it's only a year. After the year, you retire, you go back to LA. Well, who wouldn't want to live in New York for a year? Come on. Christmas in New York? The fuck? Bro, it makes too much sense. It makes, in the locker room, Brunson has no ego. Cat has no ego. OG, Bridges, Josh Hart. These guys have no ego. LeBron will fit right in. They'll fit right in. Mike Brown and LeBron, they've been friends forever. LeBron's never talked shit about Mike Brown. Mike Brown's never talked shit about LeBron. He was his coach for the first 9 years of his career. Dude, it lines up. It's too good. LeBron's smarter than me, I would hope so. He's looking at the board right now, at all the teams. Come on. Unless he wants to retire, he's with Bronny in Cleveland, and do all this gay shit, I guess. But the team's the Knicks, dude. The team is the Knicks. LeBron James with number 23 in New York City would be fucking must-see TV. The NBA might pull it. Adam Silver might call fucking James Dolan right now, like, make it happen. Get this motherfucker on the team. Because the ratings will be fucking sick. It makes too much sense. LeBron, if you're hearing me, LeBron, save us, LeBron. Bring the chip back to New York.
All right, I know you want to go.
I'm not talking about the LeBron thing. I'm gonna talk about the
because he knows he'll be mad. It'll be over. You're gonna see LeBron do a 360 on fucking Julius Randle's fucking head and Barclays. It's over.
Anyway, as we discussed yesterday with the Lakers, I think a lot of these moves, if these moves don't go well, I believe that Rob Pelinka, he had, like you said, he has 3 years because he got Luka. If this doesn't work in the next 2 years, I think he goes after Jokic. I think he tries to get Jokic and Luka together because Jokic already wants to play with Luka. Luka and Jokic love each other, and I don't think Jokic likes the Nuggets situation anymore. I think he sees the Jamal Murray thing. I think he knows that Nuggets window is closed. So I can see, and you get Jokic and Luka in a Lakers uniform. Oh gosh, the Europeans you're gonna have them flocking over here. It just makes too much sense.
And what makes it perfect? You know what makes it perfect too? He's white.
Yeah.
More white guys.
Yeah, man. And you know, Rob Pelinka, he can save himself another 3 years because honestly, some of these trades I'm looking at, I'm like, you do know you play NBA basketball, right? Like you don't win with these type of players, but shout out to you. So like he got 3 more years. He goes out there, he trades for Jokic. Because I've always said I was gonna think they were gonna trade LeBron for Jokic anyway. You trade LeBron, and then you get the old out. You get Luka and Jokic together. Because now you got Austin Reeves. You cut Austin Reeves because Luka likes him. Now you can't Austin Reeves. You go out there, you get Jokic in the next 2 years. You win a championship with Luka and Jokic. Rob Pelinka, we won't talk anything about you. And you got Nico Harrison fired. That is crazy. Slimy is a slimy. Got his boy fired. He pulls off getting Jokic and pulls off a championship. Bro, no one's going to care that you let LeBron James walk out. Bet money. Mark it down.
Well, if you clip this, Nuggets fans going to be mad. So
they know their championship window's over, bro. Like, yo, what are we talking about? Jamal Murray looks like a shot. And think about Jamal Murray made an all-star. And even then, that wasn't enough. That Nuggets team, that team's done. You gotta blow that team up.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't try hard to get Jaylen Brown, but I guess they were like, we don't want to,
No one's gonna come to that team. That team's not really built well. Like I like Aaron Gordon, but he's always hurt. Jamal Murray, one day he give you 37, next day he'll give you 10. It's like, yo. But you're an all-star. I don't know anymore, bro. Like, they have outside shooters, but a lot of their players are kind of like, they're spotty players. They're like, if they're doing well, they're streaky shooters. You ain't got time for that, man. Jokic is trying to win. He's trying to win.
All right. I guess one more move. Ja Morant's going to the Trailblazers. Any thoughts on that?
No.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. He really went from trying to almost being the face of the league to now there was no trade market for Ja Morant. It just shows you kids, your friends and where you're at can either lift you up, they can pull you right back down, man. And he got pulled way down.
Yeah, and what you do and say matters in this world, the digital world, bro. It's digital. You do something on stream, you do something on camera. You think he thought he was untouchable. Oh, I'm Ja Morant. What's gonna happen? Okay, the league will show you right away who the fuck you are acting like that. So that's it, man. Hopefully he gets a rebirth. I'm pulling for him because I think he's a great talent. He's a fun player for the league, but nah, bro. You did it to yourself.
And you had that one friend who, when you pointed the gun, he smacked that. That should have been your best friend. The dude who moved the cameras, that's your best friend. And I know you don't have a lot of those type of friends. You got too many friends who's like, nah, that's a young man shit, man. And now, it's a damn shame.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The World Cup is now down to the round of 16. Already 2 teams have advanced in the World Cup. We saw Norway beat Brazil earlier today. Haaland getting the brace, 2 goals, and the win over Brazil. Obviously, things out. You had a video earlier about that controversial penalty kick. They didn't go with their best striker. and it probably cost Brazil that match. And then obviously a couple matches yesterday, Morocco beating Canada 3-0. Canada played well in that first half, but Morocco once they got going, Canada just didn't have enough. And obviously the most controversial game of yesterday, Paraguay against France. They won that 1-0 France. It was a real physical game. Paraguay's strategy was, hey, we're going to muck it up. We're going to play physical. We might even be dirty a little bit. I saw some of the comments on your clip last night. Obviously, a lot of people were like, hey, yeah, France might have gotten away with one on that penalty kick that got him that goal by Mbappe, but Paraguay was kind of being physical, a little dirty, so.
Oh my God. Yo, look, you want me to go first?
You want me to go first? Play kind of, at the end, but obviously, you have that. But obviously, the story of the tournament, obviously, to me, was Capo Verde. That performance on Friday against Argentina, it was something. I didn't think they won that game. Messi scored early in the first half. You think, okay, this is gonna go how it's gonna go.
That was the best game in the World Cup.
In the second half, it was.
Yes.
They tied it. Argentina took the lead in additional stoppage time, additional extra time. Then Capo Verde tied the game 2-2, and then obviously Argentina won it 3-2. But they played their hearts out, man. Especially that goalkeeper. You saw his followers, man. He has more followers now than most of the NBA players now. So that shows you how popular he became after that match. So shout out to them. Obviously, I'm Ghanaian. My Black Stars, man. That was embarrassing, man. That was probably the worst showing in the round 32. They looked like they knew they were going to lose, and they played like they were going to lose. And you can't do that. You got
after Colombia scored the first goal and it almost scored the second time, you saw the whole shift. Got them into like, okay, they didn't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah,
they just kind of played it safe.
Can't do that, man. It's like, if Colombia beat you 3-0, you played your hearts out. Hey, I would have said no problem. But you lost 1-0. You didn't really play even decently. You were just bad. It was just embarrassing, man. So those are my thoughts. Saint Zah, I know you got a lot of thoughts on the World Cup, so I'll let you go. Say whatever you want.
Listen, I've been getting into arguments. Yo, this has been the most. Yo, Kofi will put out a post, and like within seconds, it's got like 1,000 views, 50 comments, like on TikTok. Like, yo, that one about Cape Verde blew up. I was like, oh, snap. But nah. The one thing I've been seeing, a lot of managers need to get fired, bro. Like that Brazil manager, you can't do that. You have your best striker and you give it to a midfielder. I'm like, dog, I'm not gonna lie, that right there, fireable offense. Ghana's manager, luckily he stepped down, but he's another one. He need to go. Australia, their manager. Why would you take out your goalie? Yo, he's been doing great. All of a sudden, you're going to put the goalie in who's a little older because you just wanted. Bro, I was like, and then he loses, and then he doesn't block one penalty kick. I'm like, dog, some people don't deserve to have jobs. I'm telling you.
Overthinking it.
Yeah, man. Like sometimes just play your game. And Brazil, the problem with them was they're so talented, but a lot of the passes were sloppy. They weren't getting it there. The dude had the open kick. He kicks it off the side. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Cape Verde probably played the best game against Argentina. Argentina, my thing with them, they look beatable. They do. But
I think they underestimated them.
Yes, they definitely were looking past them. They were definitely looking past them. And
because that second goal was crazy. That was very far.
On the side, yeah.
Yeah. That goal was insane.
I thought they would win. I honestly thought, they might win this. That's what I thought.
Yeah. I know Argentina, when he made that goal, they probably were in shock. Like, he fucking made that? What the fuck? It was like it curved right in the corner. It was a crazy goal, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was like, yo, this shit's crazy. But this is one of my biggest problems I have with the World Cup is a lot of these African teams, they have good players, but like now a team like Cape Verde, their players are going to get poached. They're going to take their players. Like that guy who scored that goal, he might not be on Cape Verde next year because they're going to be like, oh, he's good, give him the money, the facilities, and it's like, yo, damn, he's going to be on one of these Spanish teams. I promise he's going to be on. He's going to be it just happens that way, and I feel bad because you can tell the level of experience between the African teams. Luckily, Morocco's good, but like if you watch Ghana versus Colombia, like there was no point in the time that Ghana was ever in that game with Colombia. Their striker has no kicks on goal. Your striker from Ghana has no kicks on goal. What we doing? Yeah. And then you got Mbappe. He's Morocco. He's from Cameroon, but he's playing with France. It's like their best player. It should be, but it's like why? They're giving them the money. They're gonna go over there and play, and I just feel bad for teams like Cape Verde. Like they're getting all the love, but the reality situation, a lot of their players are going to get poached. Some of the Senegal players are going to get poached. A lot of these players that are getting love, they're going to get poached by these European and Spanish teams, and it just sucks because you know they make it to the 32 round, and you know they're never going to make it past that. And I think that's just one of my biggest problems with the World Cup, but you can't do anything about it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think as far as the Paraguay game and France, they had to play dirty.
Yeah.
France is too good. They're too good, dude. They're too good. They're the best team, honestly. France is the best team. Argentina has a stacked team, but they're older. They're kind of past their prime, where France, like, they're all like, what, 28, 27?
Yep.
The motherfuckers are even 30 years old, and their defense, like, every player, like, they're too good. They're the favorite, I think, right now to win the whole thing. So I think Paraguay knew that, and they were just like, they beat Germany, which was crazy. And they're like, let's just try and fucking get another steal here, but they weren't gonna win that game. I think everybody knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, USA's in it. Thank God this guy got. I can't pronounce his name. What's his name? If you could say his name for me.
Balogun. That's how you're supposed to say it. Not Balogun. That's American. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's unsuspended now. Thank God. We have him against Belgium tomorrow. That should be an interesting game. I think teams, they're equally matched. America's actually better than people think. I think America can win that one, definitely. I think it would have been tough without that dude. It would have been tough without him. But now he's playing. I think we definitely got a shot to win it. But then we faced the winner of Spain and Portugal. So I don't know how much of a consolation prize that is. We get Spain. Spain is good too. Spain is really good. Portugal's kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, they're not. Even Ronaldo, he's still like he'll have a good game, and then but it's his last one. So
they're trying to run through Ronaldo too much because, the guy. I mean, he's getting passed up. And Mbappe, he's passing him. The dude from Norway is passing him. He's passing him. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to get him some goals, and I think they have good players, but I don't think they're utilizing them well. So I got Spain winning that one. But yeah, I mean, Norway looked. Today's game was good. It was weird. They just scored till late. All of a sudden, at the end of the game, it was like, oh, blah, 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 everybody scored. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, I don't know how far Norway's gonna go, but this guy's becoming a star. He's already has commercials and shit over here. Was it Holland, right? Holland, his name?
Yep.
Yeah, he's becoming a star already. People are fucking. I saw on Twitter people watching the game with a blonde wig on, like So, that's good for them. They have the roll, right? That's their celebration. The roll. Yeah. So they're getting up there. I don't know how far they'll go, but yeah, man, this World Cup has been fun, man. It's been really, really good. The game's been really good. I was actually at my friend's house Friday night watching that Cape Verde game, and those people in the room that never watch a World Cup game. and we were all screaming in there, like everyone was jumping up and down, like what the fuck. There was two girls in there never watched a World Cup game. They were cheering for Cape Verde. They were jumping up and down like yeah. It was fucking great game. It was such a letdown to see fucking Ghana after that.
Oh
After
my
that game,
God,
it
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
oh man, it just killed me. But yeah, man, it's been good, man. Right now, there's the rain delay. This, I guess it's starting to start up now.
Yeah,
Mexico and
yeah.
England.
Start 9. So glad you
Yeah,
guys
it'll start at
watching.
9.
Obviously, you get a good preview before you watch that matchup.
Hell
That game's,
yeah, hell yeah.
that game's
Yeah.
in altitude in Mexico. So England,
Yep.
that's gonna be tough.
Good.
England's been all right. You know,
Yeah, they should.
they're supposed to be a powerhouse, but they've been kind of okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're the
Mexico,
Cowboys. They're the Cowboys of soccer, pretty much.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Mexico's been decent. This should be a good game because
Yep.
I don't think both teams have been playing to their potential.
No.
So let's see who wins this one. It should be a good game.
Yeah.
Definitely should be a
It
good
should
game.
be. It should. What was I about to say? But yeah, man. But this commentator, yo, that Stu Holden, bro, like I get it, but his commentary, like, yo, the bias just oozes out of him. Like he'll be like, hey, Francis, they're just tired. I'm like, so is Paraguay. They're both playing in the heat. Nah, they just need to get some. Like the commentary from Argentina, Cape Verde, the way it started to the way it ended, night and day. They pretty much say, yo, Cape Verde, you should be happy that you're just playing Argentina. I'm like, so they have no pride. They're just here to play. I was like, all right, bro. All right, where's Telemundo? Turn this on to Telemundo. And then people were telling me, they were saying the same thing. I was like, but guess what? I don't know that. All I know is they're gonna say goal. All I know is ignorance is bliss on my part. God damn.
Yeah, they do a good day with the World Cup.
Yeah. All right. So before we go to Pepper Takes, a word from our sponsor, Saint Za.
Once again, shout out to Nickel Pass for sponsoring us. Download Nickel Pass today. Get all of your newspaper content with a single download and at a low price of $19.99. Download Nickel Pass today.
All right, the first Pepper Take. Once again, hey, it's summer. It's New York. You just don't know what you're gonna get. So apparently, this couple, they're known as skyscraper climbers. They even have a documentary on Netflix. So they climbed the Empire State Building in a proposal stunt. So what they did apparently was they got tickets to the Empire State Observatory the night before. They were able to sneak into some room. They stay overnight and they were able to climb up all the way to the top. And they obviously did that proposal. They also had a flag. The flag said, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." So good message there. But obviously, at the end, they got arrested. And let me see what the charges are. So they've been formally charged with reckless endangerment, burglary, criminal mischief, and other charges. So I guess my thoughts on this are, power to them. I mean, I wouldn't do something like that, but
Yeah.
they did it. They knew the consequences, and obviously they don't care. If I'm gonna get a part 2 on Netflix, Netflix is gonna be, hey man, let's talk about the plan of how you guys got to the Empire State Building. What were your thoughts on why you did it, the proposal? Guys getting married, all that stuff. So they're gonna get some money off that. So I'm just saying, hey man, if you're gonna do something crazy like that, they knew the consequences. They did it. So they got all the social media laughs about it, all the memes. So hey, it is what it is. Those are my thoughts. Saint Za, your thoughts on this whole Empire State climbing proposal, whatever?
Why do we give ridiculous people time and energy, bro? Like this shit should have been forgotten about immediately, bro. Like, don't give them anything. Don't give them a Netflix deal. I don't give a fuck about them. Like, yo, they were reporting out. They're like, yo, I remember they're like, someone has climbed to the top of the. I was like, you know what? Let naturals natural selection happened. If they fall, that's on them. It's first of all, it was hot as hell, and they were wearing black. What a fuck! You know what? I'm not gonna say the message was whatever, but there have to be better ways of getting your message out besides being a complete total fool to do that type of shit, bro. And you know what the worst thing about it is? There's going to be people that try to emulate this. You know it. The worst thing is now, if you propose, they're gonna be like, one couple's gonna be like, you saw what that couple did. I need engagement on the level of that. This stupid shit always breeds stupid shit, and it needs to be called out for what it is. And that's all I have to say on this because I don't want to give this shit more life.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is just dangerous, man. Number one, you're showing other people how to kind of sneak into the Empire State Building. Now you might have some crazy people, like you said, emulate this, not try to climb it, but be like, oh, I can find the room and hide in it and be there overnight, and I don't know what they're gonna fucking do, break windows, or God forbid they sneak a gun in there or some shit, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just reckless behavior. But they had a documentary on them already, right? So I guess they're trying to get more money. I don't know. That's just dangerous to me because I've seen plenty of videos where these daredevils are climbing buildings and doing this. They're climbing mountains. They're doing backflips off hills. And then something happens. They slip. They lose their grip. And they fucking fall to their death. This has just happened numerous times. So to take that shot, take that chance is just kind of crazy to me. Like, to be at the top of the empire. Like, you see them standing, like, on the fucking little ring on the tower, like, barely any room. Like, you're crazy. I don't know. And they survived it. They did what they wanted to do. They'll probably pay some fines, maybe do some community service. And I guess they have a story for their kids. Hey, look, I proposed to your mom in the Empire State Building. I guess that's about all it's worth. To be honest, ain't much else they got out of that besides a cool story. So.
Guess what? Guess what Essex County city they live in, by the way.
Montclair.
Nope. Say I gotta guess.
Hoboken.
Nope. God. It's a city that we know very well from our time in high school. That's my other guess.
You said Montclair?
Yeah, I said Montclair.
You said Montclair. I don't fucking know. If it's some town that I know, I promise you.
It is. Oh, I have a friend
in
high school went there. That's the biggest hint I could give you.
Bro, I don't remember high school. High school was 17 years ago, bro. I don't remember high school.
All right, East Orange. I knew gonna do that when I said
that. East Orange.
Yeah,
they're not from there. They're not from.
Yeah.
No, that's where they live right now.
Okay, I was about to say there was no way in the world they were born and raised in East Orange and doing some bullshit like that, man.
Yeah, hell no.
Oh,
whatever.
All right, our last pepper take. So PlayStation has announced in January of 2028 they will no longer have physical copies for any of their games, and this has sparked a lot of backlash, especially online. In fact, some places have made fun of them for this. The Domino's UK, they had an official statement in response to trends in the gaming industry. As of the 1st of 2027, Domino's UK will cease production of physical pizzas and shift to production of digital pizzas only. Even KFC has said we're going to stop having an official physical chicken. So obviously the reaction from this has been not too kind to Sony and PlayStation. And my overall thoughts are it's just the way things are now. You know, when we grew up, physical copies of anything was the biggest thing. I remember there was a Blockbuster in Irvington. I would go there. We didn't buy anything, but you see, all the video games, the VHSs, all this stuff. So it was really a big deal to have physical copies of stuff, especially movies, TV shows, video games. And now it's not. That's not the case. You know, you got streaming now. You can watch anything on a streaming service, depending on what it is. I think that you got a PS5. Like I haven't seen you have a physical copy of any games. You download the game.
Download everything.
Yeah. So it's just another reminder of just how things have changed significantly from like when we grew up in the '90s, where physical media was the thing, and now it's not. So I always stress, hey, if you got a physical copy of anything, cherish that, because it's not gonna be the case in a long time. So it's just sad to see that physical media isn't what it used to be. It used to be a lot. Like all the DVDs, VHS that I had as a kid, it meant a lot to have that, because you can watch it anytime you want. And now it's not. That's not the case now. So those are my thoughts. Scumbag, what are your thoughts on the fact that PlayStation has decided, come 2028, they will no longer have physical copies of any of their games?
My thing is, what the hell took so long? I mean, seriously. DVDs, like I had literally a fucking bag full of like 200 DVDs I just literally gave away. Like here, like just gave it away to somebody. I don't know who I gave it away to. There's no point to have all that clutter in your house. Just download the shit. And what was good to a PS5 is that you download it and it saves it to your account.
Yep.
So whenever you get a new, maybe they upgrade to a PS6 one day or some shit, or whatever the case may be, you bring the game with you. There's no more compatibility thing like, oh, does this PS5 disc compatible with the PS6? No, it don't matter no more. It's downloaded, it's there, that's it, done. You know what I mean? And just having the physical copies around your house is annoying. The stacks of games, where you putting them? On top of the TV, on top of the fucking computer desk. Where you putting these shits at? You know what I mean? And then when they get old, you just gotta get rid of them. Like, I don't know. I think that should have been done once Netflix kind of came around and Amazon and all these streaming services, and you saw it eliminate the VHS and the DVDs. That's when PlayStation should have been doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? But also too is like, I think it's for the gaming culture. They probably kept it around a little more because, when Grand Theft Auto came out or Call of Duty came out, people camped out at GameStop and they camped out at Walmart, and it was a whole kind of culture behind it. But I guess now they're just like, fuck it, there ain't no point anymore. Have people wait outside of GameStop waiting for the new Grand Theft Auto, and who was gonna do it anyway? Why wait in line? You just download it. So they probably just saw. It's also a business move. They probably saw the sales going down. They're like, all right, that's enough. It's over.
Yep.
And now where does this put places like GameStop? Where does this put GameStop and other small gaming areas that sell and resell stuff? And what does that do for them? I don't know. We might see these places close down now. Just like we saw Blockbuster close down.
Oh, please.
Might be a wrap.
Yeah. The GameStop downtown Newark is closed. Like that's been gone for a minute. Like, and that was a staple of like me getting down. Like, as soon as I knew, I'm like, oh, I'm downtown Newark. That thing is gone. Listen, GameStop, Blockbuster. It was only a matter of time. It's easier. Like even for me, like I don't know if you have a Scum. I don't know if you have a PS5. Like I'm always looking for games. I'm like, yo, I want to play that. I want to play like this game from. That's easier to do than instead of going to GameStop. They ain't got it. Now they gotta get in stock. Like, yo, this is. Listen, I know they making fun of it, but this is by far easier for me, man. Like I'm experiencing some games that I haven't played in years. It's all here, and like you said, if you get a new system, you get PS6, it goes with your account. Not gonna lie, that's an amazing move. Contrary to people believe, that is an amazing move. I know everyone got their jokes and stuff, but like for people like us who just I don't want to have to go and the hassle of going to find something. This is great, man. Like you pay my little, if I want to play like a Spyro game, I pay my little $15. I got it. It's always like, why would I want to go do something else? Come on, man. Welcome to the future.
Yeah, for real. Yep.
All right, that does it for this edition of PGN. You can follow us on social media on IG, TikTok, YouTube, PGN Pod. If you want to watch the video version, you can go on YouTube, Bring Them Real TV. Obviously, Saint he's been on it in terms of these World Cup reaction videos. They've been killing it, man. So obviously you're gonna do some tonight. Obviously for this matchup.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go. I gotta make a preview for England. Mexico.
Yeah, it's about to start
It's
now.
about to start. Yeah.
But
All
I
right,
got
right,
it.
yo.
We'll let Saint do that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.